Hey, I'm Chris. Uh, I'm just a guy with a dream, and I'm not particularly a YouTuber or anything, but I felt this video is something that is so important and needs to be said, and there's someone that will see this video that I really hope it resonates with. But yeah, what is it like to pursue your dreams and fail? So I want to preface this with it's not completely over. I know that I will not stop. I will not rest. I will not waver in my determination to accomplish the goals that I have set out for. There is nothing, and I mean nothing, that will stop me. It does not matter. I will do this. All that being said, I currently find myself at the edge of a cliff, because I've done something that is kind of dumb. To catch you up to speed, I am a young artist, more specifically a 2D illustrator. My name is Chris, and I'm from America, Florida, more specifically. And the issue just so happens to be that about 3 years ago, on a night where I was incredibly depressed, I decided that I didn't want to do that anymore, right? Very much oversimplifying and keeping it nice for you guys on YouTube, but I didn't want to do that anymore. So I decided that the one thing that I actually cared about and soothed me through those tough times would be the thing that I would pursue with conviction. So, and obviously, in case you didn't catch it, that's art. So, yes, I have been pursuing it tirelessly. And it's involved a lot of work. I was in debt at one point, and I worked extremely hard, like 60-hour weeks to 80-hour weeks. One week I worked 86 hours, and one of those days I worked 23 and a half hours, which isn't even, like, definitely not legal, but I was so desperate that I didn't care. I just did it anyway. And it was all in an effort to go make this reality more plausible for myself. But the thing is, I did not plan well. I did not plan well enough, and failing to plan is planning to fail. And I didn't live by that the way that I should have. So basically, I saved up as much money as I could. I finished up my bachelor's degree, and I was like, you know what? I don't see a future for me as an artist in Florida currently, or if I do, it'll take me many, many years, and I need to draw as soon as possible. That was really what is going through my mind, is just like, if I do anything else, I will be depressed. Like, I'm not the kind of person that can really work a job not doing art for an extended period of time. Just that 1 year was grueling for me. Don't get me wrong. I will work incredibly hard doing what I enjoy, or working for myself, or whatever, right? But doing it to further someone else's dream, sorry, that's not how I roll. You know what I mean? So anyway, I somehow, I've never been to another country. I've never even left. Yeah, I've never left the US. And I decided that through the research I've done, through the people I spoke with, I was going to move to Vietnam. And so after the year of saving or whatever, I managed to make it happen. I came over to Vietnam in January of 2025, or February of 2025, something like that. But yeah, I mean, I made it happen, and it was surreal. I mean, just being there, and finally, like, everything was much cheaper. And so I was able to coast on the savings that I had for a while. And in the beginning, I just thought, well, I saved enough to where I've got so much time, like, I'll figure it out by then. You know what I mean? I'll figure it out. And those words have guided me through some really hard times, but they've also put me in some really hard times, as you can see now. So currently I have a couple months of expenses left or yeah, of living expenses left. And when I say a couple, I mean a couple, not a few, a couple. Um, and I'm facing this harsh reality where I came over here and expected that I would somehow make a stable career out of what I loved, art, without planning in any capacity to do so in a realistic way for the skills that I had. And, you know, like I didn't plan executively like enough. I just kind of came over here winging it. It felt amazing. It was awesome. And I'm so happy that I did it. Like I'm definitely very happy because I gained a lot. But I now find myself at the end of that high, and I've seen it coming for a long time now. But I just feel like, you know, I came over here and I feel this crushing sense of defeat because I expected to be an artist and somehow make it, but I just didn't. I just simply didn't make it, financially speaking. I've done very well artistically and improving, but I just haven't done the necessary things to make consistent money. I mean, I've done projects here and there. You know, I've done like YouTube projects. I've worked on a webcomic. I've also done freelance illustration, but it just never seemed like it would ever be enough to sustain me long term. And that reality has set in, and now I'm kind of screwed for, you know, for a lack of better words. So what does it look like to fail? Funnily enough, I still don't fully feel like I failed. I did in some ways. I did in a lot of ways. Like this is resetting everything. I'm going to have to either go back to America and save up again, which is going to really suck because I've put all of my points, all of my skill points into art, and I'm still not able to make a living doing it yet. And you know, that's tough. But in some other ways, I don't think I've failed at all because my resolve has not been questioned. In fact, I feel as though it's been steeled. I will not stop. Like there's nothing that will stop me, right? And I think that is what is important. I have this undying passion and love for it, and I am willing to do whatever it takes so that I can do this for the rest of my life. And I'm just very sure of that, you know? And so if anything, it just makes me sad because I know that I'm going to experience another couple years at minimum of trying to get my shit together so that I can give it another shot. And I wanted to share this with you because I feel like there's someone who needed to see this, that there's a survivorship bias, and you oftentimes will see the people that made it and you'll be like, oh, that is replicable in some capacity. And I'm sure it is, right? But at the same time, it's clearly not easy. I don't know how, but I didn't manage to do it, right? And so I'm going to have to take another stab at it. What I want you to get from this is two things. One, if you are a creative, you owe it to yourself. You owe it to yourself to plan in advance. Just do some thinking, even if it's all like, even if you are overwhelmed with passion and you have so much that you want to do and you feel like this force that cannot be stopped, sometimes that's not enough. And I'm not saying that in like a pejorative way to like minimize passion. No, I am absolutely all for it. And that is the main thing that has like carried me forward to be the person that I am today, where I still have this resolve because I'm still very passionate about it. The thing is, if you really love it, if you're really passionate about it, you will plan to succeed. You know what I mean? Because you want the shit to succeed. Deep down, that's what you want, right? You know, at least that's what I wanted. And I just was so caught up in the moment of like, oh, I'm making this happen, that I didn't plan far enough ahead. And it really came back to bite me. You know, I thought I would be able to figure it out. Turns out, you know, life doesn't always go the way you plan. And another thing, if nothing else, even if you don't get the lesson about planning, right, and how important that is, Um, I urge you to remember what you're doing it for and keep that love. There is so much that will chip away at it. Like everything will feel draining to you and difficult. But if you have this passion, like everything that is not that passion can sometimes feel very difficult and draining, is what I'm trying to say. But like, remember what you're doing it for and go through the shit that you have to go through. It is not always going to be easy. Like, I have had to do things or work and like in really bad conditions, and I've had to do things just to get by. And it's not great. It's not pretty. But I think this is like, unfortunately, the reality of being like early on in my career and not quite having what I need yet to be super successful. And I don't get me wrong, I can feel that this is going in a good direction eventually. Like, I know if I keep doing this, I will have the skills, I will have the experience, I will have the portfolio and all this stuff that I need to make it work. But for the short term, the only thing that you really have is, and this is the most important part, legitimately, this is the most important part, is that undying passion, that unwavering determination. You need to keep that, because if that goes, you will not have enough to push through and you'll be fucked. So just keep it and remember why you love it. Have some days where maybe you just go to the cafe and sketch something without any stress and you love it. You know what I mean? And you sit there and you realize the beauty of the things around you. I think art is such an incredible thing because you have an excuse to enjoy life more than most people enjoy life, because you get to sit there and view the beauty around you and take it in. And there is so much that you gain from being an artist with, you know, having the eye of an artist and seeing more information from what you're actually seeing and pulling from it and like using it and harnessing it in your future pieces. I find that to be fascinating, fulfilling, and deeply moving. And it's so like, man, it is just so sad to me that I can't do that right now. And I know that's childish because it's like, you know, oh, I know eventually I'll be able to do it. But I got to the hurdle and I fucking tripped up. I tripped up. And you know what? I'm going to use that experience and I'm going to plan to jump a little higher next time.